They say even 10 lions are no match for one tiger. So the first thing he does after being reborn before the apocalypse is blow all his savings on 100,000 Siberian tigers and surrounds the tiger park with heavy weapons, because when the world population hits 9 billion, Earth starts its human cleanup project. Plants and animals begin evolving and multiplying fast, going on a rampage hunting humans back. In this life he learns humans can form bonds with animals, so he goes all in buying up the top predators tigers, starting with the world's fiercest Siberian tigers, then moving on to the second fiercest Bengal tigers. While others are still panicking about the end of the world, he already has a sanctuary with tens of thousands of fierce tigers inside the forest park. Right now the head of the Wildlife Protection Agency updating him, saying, "Boss, following your orders from the Changbai Mountains to the Shingon Range, all the tigers have been moved to your breeding base. The count has hit an incredible 3,000. He frowns a little. 3,000 Siberian tigers is already a huge number. But it is nowhere near what he is aiming for, because in his past life there was this guy called the Boar King. When the blood moon came he bonded with the 300 pigs he raised. From then on, like those beast tamers in stories, he could command 300 wild boars that evolved like crazy, becoming one of the top 10 powers in the apocalypse. But every person's talent is different. Evolution speeds vary wildly. Just hopes the sheer number of tigers can make up for his own lack of talent. So using the excuse of restoring the ecosystem, he speaks to the director again, whether it's Siberian or South China tigers. As long as they exist he will provide free care. Behind the scenes he is also buying tigers from neighboring countries. Black markets no matter the breed, just the numbers. They all have to arrive at the tiger park before New Year's Eve. With that he drives a feeding truck and dumps hundreds of pheasants into the tiger's feeding area. He watches the fierce creatures eat and can't help but start dreaming. If he could bond with 1,000 of these beasts, he'd be untouchable in the apocalypse. But tigers are not like those gentle animals. Even though he studied professional predator care, he's not sure he can get close to every single tiger. The only ones he truly trusts are the few he raised from cubs. Even if he only bonds with those few, it is still totally worth it. So over 5 years, he turns the tiger park into an impregnable fortress. At the very center stands a 300-foot peak, originally an old wartime air defense base. The whole mountain is solid granite, hundreds of feet thick. Even the most advanced bunker busters could not crack it. With his money he could definitely build an even tougher military base. But after the blood moon that is all pointless. Even this thick, solid granite could be pierced by an evolved earthworm in seconds. So the strongest bunker is useless. Only staying ahead in the evolution game is the real key to survival. Of course different tiger breeds need different food. So he swaps the cheap pheasants for 2 small deer and shouts towards the dense woods. Time to eat. A moment later, a white-browed tiger slowly pads out. This tiger is enormous, several feet bigger than a normal Siberian tiger. The king marking on its forehead looks incredibly majestic. 3 years ago he picked a few cubs from a batch of Siberian tigers, raising them personally every day. And this big tiger has lived up to his hopes, clearly becoming the strongest in the whole park. If he can successfully bond with this one, he would be happy. Remember, those people in his past life made a name for themselves with just cats and dogs, let alone bonding with a 500-pound beast. Time ticks closer. The New Year's bell seems to already ring in his ears. Then the moon unknown one starts turning blood red, spreading fast, casting down a crimson light. Countless bodies start to change. This is the mysterious power of the blood moon. First an itch, then pain. Finally the bodice limits shatter. At the same time every tiger in the park begins to evolve. After who knows how long he feels a wave of relief wash over him. He knows the evolution is finishing. Just like in his last life, he does not awaken any special power. On his phone in the forums, people are already freaking out saying, "Guys, I just got this crazy strength. I can breathe fire. I punched a dent in my metal door." Right now, he is holding on to the big tiger but feels no connection between them. Seems like 5 years of prep was for nothing. Same blank start as last time. In a daze the big tiger finishes evolving. Originally almost 10 feet long, now it has swelled to 20 feet. Its massive frame blocks out the sky. One look from it sends chills down his spine. He sees the greedy, fierce look in its eyes and something clicks. He knows tigers too well. This is exactly how they look when hunting. He closes his eyes rather than die to some other beast. Better to go this way, but the expected pain never comes. Opening his eyes he sees the big tiger sitting calmly beside him. Licking him gently he pauses, confused, feeling for a bond. But there is none of that mind link the Boar King talked about. Then something unbelievable happens. The big tiger lets out a massive roar. Tens of thousands of tigers appear out of nowhere, all roaring at the sky. Their thunderous cries merge together. Kicking up wind he barely looks away when something shocking happens. The king mark on the big tiger's forehead lifts off its skin, a crimson pattern swirling in the air. He wonders what that is. In the first 2 years of the apocalypse, he met all kinds of people, never heard of anything like this. On day 1, looking closer, the mark feels ancient and mysterious. Suddenly it shoots from the tiger's head toward him, burying itself in his mind. When he opens his eyes again, the once fierce Siberian tiger is now completely docile. But before he can even process the joy of bonding, tens of thousands of tigers have all woken up, roaring at the heavens, then angrily clawing at their metal cages. The carefully built enclosures start denting under their sharp claws. He is about to use heavy machine guns to turn them into feed, when his big tiger steps forward, walks right up to a nearby Siberian tiger's cage and smacks it hard, knocking that tiger down struggling. Unable to get up, all the other roaring tigers around immediately shut up and lie down. Then he watches his big tiger drag that one over and drop it in front of him. They seem to exchange a few silent signals. Then that tiger's forehead also shows the king mark. Seeing this, he is stunned. This is actually happening. Another wave of mysterious power flows into him. A moment later, the tiger becomes calm and gentle. He is thrilled. Does this mean he really can bond with 10,000 tigers? He quickly signals his big tiger to keep going. They are on the same wavelength. The big tiger understands immediately. One by one, cages are opened by its command. One by one, tigers bow to its dominance and come forward to bond. In the end, the bonded count reaches an insane 35,432. Seeing 35,000 fierce tigers all lying low before him, he is both shocked and overjoyed. At the very start of the apocalypse, he might already be unstoppable. Back inside the Tiger Park base, the butler suddenly hears the huge roars outside. That is when he remembers. The young master is still out there with the tigers. He cannot get into the control room. No idea what is happening out there. He hesitates for a moment, then decides to go check, grabs a weapon and quietly opens the door. But the second he steps out, he freezes. Tens of thousands of fierce tigers are lying on the ground. And standing in front of them all is that familiar figure. He leaps smoothly onto a tiger's back like a true tiger king. The butler's eyes go wide. Not only is the young master safe, but these thousands of tigers seem to listen to him. While the butler is frozen in shock, he is already right in front of him. He says, "Uncle Lee, go to the safe room and bring the map from the third drawer." The butler snaps out of it fast, turning and hurrying back inside. Then he takes the map and starts dividing the tens of thousands of tigers. According to it, his plan is to break them into smaller groups. Tigers are already at the top of the food chain. Keeping them all together slows down their evolution. Better to scatter them, let each one fend for itself. That way they can claim more territory.